What if I told you that the reason most people stay broke isn't lack of money, it's the silent trap in their mind that's already decided they'll never be rich? The words hit Jordan like a punch. He sat on a cold, cracked bench outside a bustling cafe, watching strangers walk past, some in crisp suits, some in luxury cars, and he barely had enough to cover the rent that was 2 months overdue. He looked down at his hands, worn from years of temporary jobs, and felt a sinking truth. Money had never been on his side, and maybe he never gave it a chance. Jordan didn't know it yet, but his mind had been quietly sabotaging him for years. And like millions of others, he was trapped in a wealth illusion, a mental prison so silent, most never even noticed the bars. The first trap: comfort, disguised as safety. Ever wondered why some people stay in jobs they hate, even though they dream of freedom? Jordan did. Every month he followed the same routine: wake up, commute, grind, sleep, repeat. And each day his brain whispered the same lie: at least you're safe, you're not risking anything. Safety, comfort, familiarity. Words that feel warm, but are secretly chains. Curious? Here's the twist most don't realize. Comfort is the silent enemy of wealth. The more you cling to what's safe, the more you trade potential for stagnation. Jordan's small paycheck felt like security, but deep down he knew it was a cage. He remembered watching a video of someone who had turned $200 into a six-figure business in 1 year. It's impossible, he thought. But then a seed of doubt planted itself. What if it was possible? The second trap: the scarcity mindset. Jordan's mind had another trick: scarcity. There's never enough, it said. You don't deserve more. We've all felt it. The invisible tape over our minds that tells us money is for other people, not you. It's the reason many avoid opportunities, ignore investments, or sabotage their own success. And Jordan's first taste of it came the hard way. He had an idea for a small online store. He almost tried, but fear whispered, "You'll fail. You're not smart enough. Just forget it." Yet somewhere deep, he couldn't stop thinking about it. He realized that wealth isn't just about money, it's about mindset first. Money second. The third trap: invisible comparisons. But the mind has another secret weapon: comparison. Jordan scrolled through social media and felt invisible. Everyone else seemed ahead, smarter, richer. "Why not me?" he whispered. Here's the shocking truth: comparison is a wealth trap. It paralyzes action, it steals joy, and most importantly, it keeps you stuck in a silent cycle of envy instead of innovation. Jordan felt a spark. Instead of resentment, he started asking, what if I stop comparing and start creating? That question was his first step toward breaking free, but it also opened a bigger one. If mindset is the key, why do so few people ever unlock it? Jordan stared at a blank notebook in front of him. He didn't know it yet, but he was on the edge of discovering the hidden laws of wealth, rules no school taught him, rules that would expose the silent traps in everyone's mind. And here's the cliffhanger that will haunt your mind. What if everything you've been told about money was designed to keep you poor? Think about it. Comment what your mind whispers about money every day. I promise, in Chapter 2, we'll pull back the curtain on the silent programming that keeps billions trapped and reveal the shocking mindset shifts that could change your life forever. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, because what comes next will challenge everything you thought about wealth. Chapter 2: The Mind's Hidden Programming. What if the real reason you stay broke isn't your bank account, but your mind quietly working against you? Jordan had started noticing patterns, not in the stock market, not in the economy, but in himself. Every decision, every hesitation, every fear seemed to trace back to invisible rules he'd never consciously learned. The world was whispering wealth in his ear, but his mind was shouting, "Stop! You're not ready." The fourth trap: the instant gratification loop. Jordan's first major realization came during a late-night scroll through his phone. Ads for fast cars, flashy gadgets, overnight success schemes filled his screen. Each buy now button, each don't miss out message pulled him in like a current. He thought, why is it so easy to spend and so hard to save? Here's the truth. The human brain is wired for instant gratification. And here's the silent trap. We've been trained to prefer comfort today over wealth tomorrow. Most people stay broke because they chase the fleeting thrill of now. And yet, Jordan felt a spark of defiance. What if delaying gratification isn't about suffering, but about unlocking freedom? If the brain is wired to sabotage wealth, how can we retrain it without feeling pain? The fifth trap, false beliefs about money. Jordan started keeping a journal. On the first page, he wrote the things he'd been told about money growing up. Money doesn't grow on trees. Rich people are greedy. You need a degree to get rich. He realized these weren't just sayings, they were mental chains, beliefs implanted so early they felt like truth. And the most dangerous part? They were invisible. Think about it. What if every financial mistake you've made wasn't because you were lazy, but because your mind believed wealth was impossible? Jordan decided to test it. He challenged every truth he held. Could money come from creativity, not just labor? Could generosity build more wealth than hoarding? Could failure be a stepping stone instead of a prison? The moment he questioned these beliefs, the first crack in the mental prison appeared. But it also opened a bigger question. If beliefs shape reality, which beliefs are keeping the world poor, and which ones can make it rich? The sixth trap, fear of being judged. Even as he experimented, Jordan faced a new obstacle, fear of judgment. He started an online side hustle, unsure if it would succeed. Friends mocked him, colleagues doubted him. His mind whispered, "Stop. They're right, you'll look foolish." Here's the silent trap most never see. Fear of social judgment is a wealth killer. Imagine this, every bold idea you've ever had, slowed down, watered down, or abandoned because you worried what others might think. Every step toward wealth becomes a negotiation with invisible critics in your own head. Jordan realized something shocking. The very people society said were wise often stayed poor longer because they valued comfort and approval over action. If breaking these mental chains is possible, what would it take to truly rewire your subconscious for wealth? First steps toward liberation. Jordan began taking small, deliberate steps. 1. Tracking every expense. Seeing where money went revealed hidden drains. 2. Investing in learning. Not just money, but mindset lessons. 3. Taking calculated risks, one step at a time outside comfort zones. 4. Rewriting limiting beliefs. Journaling, affirmations, visualizing success. With each step, a subtle shift occurred. He wasn't just chasing money, he was rewiring his mind. The more he noticed these invisible traps, the more freedom he felt. But here's the twist. Every time he broke one chain, he found another. Just when he thought he understood wealth, the next trap loomed, bigger and more invisible than the last. Jordan leaned back in his chair, staring at the skyline. He had unlocked some of the secrets, the traps that kept most people broke, but a far more powerful force waited. If the mind can trap you, could it also make you unstoppable? If only you knew the final secret? Think about it. Comment below. Which of these mental traps do you feel in your own life? In the next chapter, we'll uncover the ultimate silent wealth trap, the one that controls billions without them ever knowing, and reveal how Jordan turned it into the key for massive freedom. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, because the revelation in Chapter 3 will challenge everything you thought you knew about money and leave you questioning every choice you've ever made. Chapter 3, the final trap and the hidden key. What if the reason most people never get rich isn't luck, education, or hard work, but a single invisible force controlling every choice they make? Jordan had already discovered comfort, scarcity, comparison, instant gratification, false beliefs, and fear of judgment. He had fought them one by one, but now he faced the final, most insidious trap, the silent acceptance of mediocrity. It was everywhere. In boardrooms, classrooms, homes, even his own mind. Society had quietly taught billions to accept just enough, to settle for good enough, to never truly dream big. And here's the kicker. This trap isn't about money, it's about identity. The ultimate trap, believing you're not meant for more. Jordan realized the hardest wealth trap wasn't external. It was internal programming that convinced him he wasn't meant to be rich. People like you don't get rich. Rich people are born lucky, not made. You'll never understand wealth. Sound familiar? This is the silent programming running in millions of minds, silently whispering, "Don't even try." The trap is deadly because it disguises itself as humility, realism, or caution. But the cost? A life of financial mediocrity, dreams left unfulfilled, and potential squandered. Jordan stared at his reflection in a window one rainy evening and asked himself the ultimate question: do I accept the life I've been handed, or do I rewrite the rules? Breaking the chains, the wealth awakening. Jordan didn't just start thinking differently, he started living differently. 1. Redefining identity. He stopped calling himself broke and started calling himself a creator of wealth. Every action reinforced this new identity. 2. Purpose-driven action. Money became a tool, not the goal. He chased problems worth solving, value worth creating. 3. Mastering delayed gratification. He learned that small sacrifices today unlocked freedom tomorrow. True wealth was patience, compounded with courage. 4. Leveraging networks. He sought mentors, communities, and minds that challenged him. One conversation led to an idea, one idea led to a venture, one venture led to financial momentum. The results were cinematic. Jordan's first side hustle became a flourishing online brand. He earned not just money, but freedom. The kind of freedom most only dream about. But here's the twist. He didn't stop there. The final trap, the acceptance of mediocrity, had been cracked, but he realized this game is endless. Every time you grow, the mind finds new traps, new fears, new limits to test. The hidden key, mind over money. Jordan discovered the ultimate truth. Wealth is never just about money. It's about mastery over your own mind. The mind is your prison or your launch pad. Every fear, every limiting belief, every silent trap is a signal, not a stop sign. The most valuable asset isn't cash or property. It's clarity, courage, and control over your inner world. If your mind can make you poor, could it also make you unstoppable if only you understood the final hidden rules? Jordan now looked out over the city skyline, a symbol of possibilities. He had transformed from someone trapped by invisible forces into someone shaping his own destiny. And yet, the story isn't over for you. Which silent trap is holding you back? Which belief have you accepted that secretly limits your life? What would happen if you rewired your mind tonight to think like the wealthy, act like the fearless, and refuse to settle for mediocrity? Comment below your biggest wealth trap and how you're planning to fight it. Share your insights with others. You might spark the breakthrough someone else needs. If you've been inspired, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, because the next journey into the hidden psychology of money will take you even deeper and reveal secrets most people will never know. Remember, the mind is the battlefield, and the reward is your freedom.